And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win. Today's Who Wouldn't comes to us from James Mock's trailer. So that's the question: who wins in a fight? Harry and Marv from Home Alone versus Olaf, and his troupe, his acting troupe from Series of Unfortunate Events. And this is they're both. This is weird because both groups are kind of bumbling in different ways, right? Harry and Marv are just common criminals, yes, and then they get beat multiple times by a kid. So, I mean, they fall for every one of his tricks. It is very much a comedy of errors for them, their entire life, more or less, dealing with this kid. But Olaf is very goofy, very wacky. Yes, his troupe is very skilled in like terms of acting and all that, but again, the whole point of it is that he does not succeed. The kids still manage to outsmart him. Beyond that, he is also kind of anyone who's actually smart and paying attention could probably figure him out. He's not subtle, is the problem. And the troop might be a bit more subtle, but in terms of danger they pose, this is where it's really juxtaposed, believe it or not. Because Olaf is a murderer. He murdered the kids' families. But he doesn't carry a weapon or anything like that. Whereas Harry and Marv, as far as we know, aren't murderers. They were probably willing to kill Kevin in the second movie, but they weren't wanted for they weren't wanted for murder or anything. They were just robbers. Um, and yet Harry does carry. No, so is it Marv? Which one's Harry? Which one's Marv again? Anyway, Joe Pesci. He does carry a gun. He does carry a gun. So it's weird because if we're talking about them kind of like in a versus scenario, they've actually got the edge in terms of a fight because they could actually shoot these guys. However, they have the do they have the balls to go through with it? I guess is the good question because again, Olaf and his troop actually are a bit more demented. Particularly Olaf is more demented than they are, certainly. But again, Harry and Marv actually have a gun. So how do you balance that out? Beyond that, if it got into fisticuffs, or hand fisticuffs, if it got into bunny, come on, Harry, come on, Marv, let's go beat this little guy up, bunny. But if it got into hand to hand, and they started taking like blows, both these guys. We know for a fact Harry and Marv can take one hell of a beating and keep going. So weirdly enough, even though they're outnumbered, because the troop is like what? Like if you include Olaf, it's like 4 or 5 people, give or take. But if you count, but despite that, um, Harry and Marv can. Also, none of these guys are really fighters, too. I think that should play at least somewhat of a factor in this. The fact that none of these guys are actually really I don't really see the troop trying to overwhelm them. Like would just jump them and beat them up. Like they're not. None of these guys are fighters. But Harry and Marv would also be the more likely of the two combatants, if you will, two groups to get into like a physical altercation and at least have some idea of what they're doing. Like I'm not saying they know how to throw a proper jab, but I'm saying they would know how to like actually kind of brawl, tussle, whatever you want to go with. They could at least, and then again, they're armed. So surprisingly, I would say that it should go to Harvey and Maeve. Harry and Marv. It should go to them, if I'm being just straight honest. So yeah, I'm gonna go Harry and Marv. They can just take more damage in a fight. They're armed. And while Olaf is in fact a killer, I can't remember how he allegedly killed he killed the parents in actual canon, to be fair. I can't recall how he actually did that. I believe like in the original movie, it was implied he burned the house down with like a laser, like a big amplifying like spy gas that caused like a heat beam that burned the house down. I don't recall what the series or the actual books how he got it was managed to kill the kid's parents that way. But still, he's not someone who's like stick him up, and like he's not going to do that. So I'm gonna go Harry and Marv, but that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Put in the comments below. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one.